Hey everybody, it's James from Dreamweaver tutorial.co.uk and we're going to be installing a Twitter widget onto our website. Now I got this from twitter.com under their widget section, and it displays your latest tweets from YouTube or wherever you set it up to display tweets or other sort of messages from any other social networking you have. We've also got one on another page, and this one has a scroll bar instead, and it's a lot shorter, so you can completely customize it, make it blend into the background, do whatever you want to do. Now, I've made a few different example pages just to show how you can blend it into different backgrounds. This one's got a contrasting beige background. You can change the shell of the tweet box and the background, whatever you want to do with it. There's a lot more functionality and things that you can adjust once you get onto the website or once you get the code from Twitter. So here on twitter.com, once you've signed in, go to twitter.com/widgets. And obviously you want to install it on our website, not Facebook, and we're going to select the profile widget, but there are other widgets to choose from, so if you want to look at those in your own time, that's fine. Now this widget interaction screen, it just basically acts as a color picker and preferences picker, so you can choose all the options you want and it will generate the code necessary to make all of those functionality effects take place on your website and on your web page. So we're going to go into the Appearance tab, and you can adjust the shell background. So if I just play about with the color pickers here, and as I said before, all it does is generate the necessary code, but we can adjust that code if we're not happy with it once we get back into Dreamweaver. So I've just adjusted the shell background. You can adjust the tweet background. Currently it's set to black, and I'm going to change that color now just to show you all the different options you can choose. Now the best thing to really do, if you have a certain colour scheme on your website, it's best to use the same colour scheme. So if you have black links, you want to make sure your links are black. If they're blue, make them blue. The other options you can do, you can either make it blend into the background. So if you have a certain background colour, you should probably make the Twitter widget the same so it blends in. Otherwise, you can make it contrast and make it an opposite colour on the colour wheel, and that will make it look okay. Now you should probably spend a little bit of time getting this right, because otherwise it won't look good. I mean, I really just got the code for mine and just whacked it straight onto my website and forgot all about it. So over the next couple of days I might check it again and try and adjust it and make it blend in a little bit better with my website. Okay, so once you're happy with all the changes you've made and you think you've got what you're looking for, press finish and grab code, and then highlight all the code and copy the code, and then we'll go straight into Dreamweaver. Okay, so once you're here, we'll go to File, New, and just create a blank HTML document and press Create. Okay, make sure you've got the screen split so we can see design view and code view at the same time. We'll go straight into the body tags, and I'm going to type div ID, and I'm going to give it an ID of Twitter feed. Okay, and then I'm going to split that down the middle and close that tag off so we know where it ends. Okay, so I'm going to go into the middle of div ID Twitter feed that we just created, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste all of the code that we got from twitter.com, and then I'll press the refresh button, and you'll notice in design view that a div appears. So let's have a look at this code. Okay, there's various numbers. It all looks a bit confusing at first. The interval is how many times it will update, so it will be looking for new tweets every 6 seconds. The width, it's set to 250 pixels in width and a height of 300 pixels. So if I just adjust this to 400 pixels now, the example I showed you at the start was set to 250 pixels because that was the width of the space I needed it on my website. Okay, so I'm just going to save the page so we can preview this, and I'm going to call it twit.html. Okay, so there it is. I originally selected 4 tweets to appear, and you've got 4 tweets appearing there, and the most recent tweets that I have. Okay, so if we go back into Dreamweaver now, and if I adjust the height, now I'm going to adjust the height to 700 pixels, but if I haven't got any new tweets, it's not going to update with any refreshed or new tweets. I mean, if you've got tons and thousands of tweets coming through every few minutes, then this is really going to update quite a bit. So as I don't have thousands of tweets coming through every minute, it hasn't updated, so the length hasn't changed. The height hasn't changed to 700 pixels. Okay, so all of this code down here is all the background colors you selected using the color picker in twitter.com on the widget section. So you can adjust these from here if you want to, and that's fine. Now what we're going to do is we are going to create a new CSS rule based off of Twitter feed, which is the div ID we set up. So we'll create a new CSS rule and we'll define it in a new style sheet and press OK. Now I'm going to save the CSS in a folder I've created, so you can create a folder too called CSS, and I'm going to call it twit.css, and the CSS will appear at the top left, and if we just click on there to go into the code. Now although there was inline styles that come from twitter.com, we can override those styles right here and right now. So I'm going to adjust the margin, so margin dash top colon 200 pixels semicolon, and I'm going to bring it away from the left with a left margin of 200 pixels as well, and we'll see what that looks like in Firefox again. This is just really to show you that you can override styles that come from twitter.com and from their website. Okay, now I think the other thing we're going to do is I'm going to try and make it blend in with the shell background. So I'm going to copy the background text for the shell, and I'm going to create a body tag for the whole page. So I'm going to type in body and open curly brackets, close curly brackets, and I'm going to type in background colon. Now color picker will come up, so we'll just select color, and then we will just override that and right click and paste the code in and press semicolon, and we'll preview that in Firefox too. Okay, so there you have it, a really easy to install Twitter feed blended into the background. Please don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.